Enterprise Garage. We are live.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Senate Committee on Government Operations meeting of Wednesday, January 28th, 2026. Couple of items today, the first one of which is to hear testimony from Shelley Martin, who's president of the Vermont Retired State Employees Association, and her request to amend the makeup of the RECI, which is the Retired Employee Committee on Insurance. Let's just jump around, well, not literally, but walk around the table and introduce ourselves if we could.
John Morley, Orleans District.
New, malicious.
I'm from Orleans.
Wonderful.
Welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Allison Clarkson, Windsor District.
Brian Collmore from the Rutland District.
Lynn Jackowskis, Committee Assistant.
Connie Bielowski, Chittenden Central District.
Becca White, also Windsor County.
So welcome in, Shelley, and the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. The statute currently, that is the RECI statute, does not include VRSEA. It only includes VSEA. And I would like to explain what we're looking for in a little bit of the history and who we are. I know some of you, but some of you are new. So
Sure.
the Vermont Retired State Employees Association represents 8,200, approximately 8,200 retirees and their beneficiaries, similar to AARP, whether they're dues paying or not. We still thank you. We still represent them and provide them with information, and we always welcome them to join us. So we do represent a large group of people. Last year at the high point of the dues payers, we had 3,300. Some of them did not renew, so the numbers went down, but we still communicate with those 3,300 and keep them informed as if they were still dues paying. We had our board meeting this month and discovered that the number of members that we currently have is more than we had at this time last year. So we are continuing to grow. Our board is really interesting because we didn't really plan it, but we have a board that is almost 50-50 non-management and management. When they were working as state employees, were exempt and non-exempt. Of the ones that are non-management, we have 2 of them that are members of VSEA retirement chapter. And we also have members that have never been involved with the union at all. We bring to the board a lot of information from diverse areas because of that. And we have a veteran, a past veteran, well, he's still a veteran. And we have a past representative from our own Congress that's on our board. So we are able to work together as equals, because as retirees, we don't carry our title with us, but we do bring education and knowledge from the positions we held before. So it makes our board very interesting, and it's nice that we can work as a team without any prejudice whatsoever as to what our positions were before. The RECI committee itself focuses on retired employees' insurance, and it is only an advisory committee. And it's an opportunity for us to hear from the state what's happening with insurance, and also for them to hear from the retirees any issues they might have with insurance or questions. So it's a two-way street as far as advisory. And currently, to see the history, when it was created, when this statute was created, VRSEA did not exist. And VRSEA used to be part of the union. And that's why it has VSEA in it. And the union president, President Williams, had recognized that a huge part of retirees was not being represented because you had to be a member of the union to be on the retiree association, the chapter, I guess. And so she was the one that was the catalyst that had us leave
Okay.
VSEA and create our own statute and our own organization.
And you anticipated my first question. Why is it that you're not just part of the SEA,
We're not.
even though you're retired? So is it two separate bargaining units or is it,
We don't bargain.
you don't?
VSEA, on the committee, currently, they have VSEA on the RECCE committee.
Okay,
They are really important to stay on the committee because they bargain insurance for active state employees, and we as retirees mirror what they get.
okay.
So it's really important that they stay on. But we would like it amended to include us as the three other people and have the RECCE committee consist of 3 VSEA and 3 VRSEA so that we are represented, since we have a larger group of people that we're representing, and we're focused only on retirees. The union is focused on mostly active, labor issues, but that's why we wanted to be named on the committee and not by appointment.
So-
Because we're by appointment, yes,
No, you're just at the moment, there are just 3 of you on this committee.
well, at the moment,
Right.
but but the RECCE committee is supposed to meet 2 times a year. And when you're appointed for a 2-year term. Because last appointment, we sent a letter to the Secretary of the Administration, recommending the 3 people we want on the committee. She did not take all of our recommendations and only took 2 people and then appointed one from the state herself. So because to call a meeting, you have to have 3 people, we could not call a meeting for 2 years. So they didn't meet. And I don't know the reasoning why, but they didn't. And the 3 union members who could have called a meeting didn't. And we don't have an official committee on our benefits with the state. So we used to be a part of the Benefits Advisory Committee in the union that has been created for the union to work with the state to be advised on any issues with benefits. And we no longer are on that committee. So the retirees don't have any idea or way to be advised on our insurance if anything's changing or not. A few years ago, when they wanted to change our Medicare Advantage, we didn't even know about it because we did not get notified. We heard through the grapevine, and that's the only way we found out that they were trying to change our insurance. If we would have had meetings with the advisory committee for RECCE, we would know that this was what they were going to be proposing. So we're completely out of the loop. And it's understandable if we weren't even in existence when the statute was created. So we would,
When?
I don't know exactly when it was created. Do you know when it was created?
Mid to late
If you could
eighties.
just identify yourself.
My name is Charlie Dickerson. I'm on the board of Vermont
Ah,
Retired
Okay.
Pet Employees Association. The RECCE statute was somewhere in 86, 87.
Okay.
It was just maybe a couple of years or a year after the state and the union created the Benefits Advisory Committee. And the RECCE statute itself was to allow representatives appointed by administration and by VSEA to discuss insurance relative to retired employees. And that predated the statute that created this organization by maybe 4 or 5 years.
what does RECCE stand for?
The Retired Employees Committee on Insurance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just see I don't see it.
Yeah, no, it's the
It's under-
and because we've worked really hard, the VRSEA has worked really hard to have a good relationship with the HR, agency.
Yeah.
We are able now, when I ask them for 3 members to RECCE, the administration appointed 3 members. But the administration changes. We have a secretary of the administration, maybe a couple years or longer, and suddenly we have a new one. So if they don't know who we are and they don't understand why we're requesting to be on the committee, we could be off the committee and then still be uninformed. And this way, if we're actually named like VSEA is named and has VRSEA, we would not have to be appointed and we would be able to call meetings twice a year.
And would those meetings include the other three members from the VSEA too? Okay,
Right.
and I don't want to mischaracterize what you're inferring. It sounds like there's a disconnect between the VSEA and your group. In other words, if you didn't know about the proposed change in insurance,
Well,
somebody's not talking to somebody.
well, the union they don't really need to talk to us. We have management, non-management. They really are all non-management. So, they don't really inform us about what they're doing at all. We're not really involved. Charlie and I are both members of the retirement chapter of the union, so now I'm informed. But when this came out a couple of years ago, I wasn't a member. And I thought, well, I better, be a member so I can understand. But the VSEA is completely separate from us. We're not connected together at all. And when we split from VSEA, that was when we totally split. When I don't remember the day, but Commissioner Fastigi and I went to a Sunset Commission meeting where they were going to dissolve RECCE, and they had a Zoom meeting with the union, and my lobbyists were on the Zoom. And at the end of that meeting, they kept us intact. They wanted the meetings to begin again because they had stopped meeting. They weren't following the statute. And the commission guided me into saying, as soon as you can, have it amended and have RECCE include VRSEA. Because there really wasn't any reason to have us when it was created if we weren't there.
Okay,
So that was their recommendation for the Sunset Committee, was that we actually are a part of the RECCE committee.
and I guess I'm still trying to understand this. If you had 2 out of the 3, that's a quorum. Why were you not able to meet?
Because the statute clearly says 3 people have to request a meeting.
But there are 3.
No, now there are.
There's 2.
There was only 2 years ago. This is current.
Oh.
They just, that shows that the administration supports us. With this current administration that we've been working well together, I asked for 3 members, they appointed them. 2 years ago, it's a 2-year term. 2 years ago, they did not appoint 3 people, they only appointed 2. So we were not able to meet or even request a meeting.
Okay, Senator Pupkin.
So is this as simple as asking the Secretary of Administration to appoint 3 non-VSEA members right now? I mean, can we
Yes.
rectify this without legislation?
No, because it's all at the will of the Secretary of the Administration. So if the Secretary of the Administration doesn't see any value
So we need to.
in having retirees on the committee, she doesn't ever have to name us,
Okay, Senator Bielanski.
or he.
This actually is a good question. Is there a boards and commissions bill coming our way from the House this year?
There is.
I don't know.
There
I
is.
thought there was.
I haven't heard that there is.
They're doing a public records bill, but
Yeah, but that's not.
So I'm trying to figure out what the vehicle for a change like this would even be at
This would be the boards and or a committee bill. We could add it on to our committee bill.
Well, right now we have filed a short form.
In
the language.
now?
Yeah,
Oh, well, then maybe
and we
that,
submitted it to committee. I
are
don't
you
know what
speaking to them today?
Go ahead, Jolie, if you want. I just identified.
Jolie Frechette, Morris Strategies. So we've been in conversations with House Gov Ops. Shelley was in there at 1 o'clock this afternoon. We do have a short form bill thinking that they would have more opportunity for a vehicle to bring this over to you all. And so this is one of the reasons why we're here. So when that comes through, you already know what this is all about. We're happy to come in again, but yes, it's hopefully coming in from that other chamber to you all.
Okay. We don't get to see the retired employees very often here. So I would appreciate if you had like a 3 or 4 paragraph description of the differences between the two. One, I understand, you don't bargain. So I'm still confused that the VSEA does your bargaining for you, or you get mirrored coverage that way. But that seems to be the only connection that you have with the union. Is that,
That is true.
Well, you're retired union members, so some.
Well, some of us are and some of us aren't. Management is not, never could join the union. So our board has board members who could not even join the union.
Right.
So we're not really connected.
you can join Shelley at the table if you like.
No, that's
Pull a
fine.
chair over there.
I just wanted to comment, I think to answer your question. There's a fundamental difference between the union, which is a labor organization that collectively bargains for the bargaining units in state government, and the Retirees Association that advocates for retired state employees. The state employees that can be retired might include about a third of the workforce, such as judges, such as ledge counsel, such as
Right.
managers, commissioners, agency secretaries, and people that are not in bargaining unit. And when you add all those up, it's about 11, 12, maybe 1,300 between all three branches of government.
Okay.
So that we would represent their retirement interests as a retired state employee that's different than their labor interest as an active employee. With regards to insurance, in Title III, there's existing statute that health insurance that's bargained for state employees through the VSEA is maintained for the employee if they have that insurance at the time of their retirement. So you can continue your health insurance that you had as an active employee through retirement. If you're not on the insurance plan, you're screwed because you can't get back in, or if you retire and opt out, you can't come back in. But if you're retired with insurance, you maintain that insurance throughout your retirement. And then there's other provisions in the retirement statute, vis-a-vis surviving spouses and so on and so forth. But that's the fundamental difference between the two organizations. We advocate for retired employees. That's different than bargaining for active bargaining unit employees.
Who manages the benefits if it's a retired employee?
The retirement office.
Retirement office manages the funding.
Okay.
The benefits is the same insurance. I have the same insurance as a retired person that so-and-so might have as an active employee over in transportation or whatever.
And the Agency for Human Resources has the benefits division, and their benefits director works with us and active state employees on the insurance. So the group that actually oversees the insurance and insurance issues is the Human Resources Agency. The retirement office coordinates everything together, but it's the Human Resources that actually helps anybody who has issues with insurance. They can call the benefits office.
Now, I'm somewhat of a curmudgeon, so I'm viewing this as a cleanup language to institutionalize the Retired Employees Association as part of the advisory group to the administration regarding insurance for retired employees, period.
Right.
Keeping in mind that that statute was created when this organization didn't exist. For whatever reason, it was not modified when this organization was codified in the statute. I have no idea why. Wasn't involved. Long time
Does that really,
ago.
does that really help you understand the differences?
Starting to get a gleam.
Because because retirees don't work. I mean,
Oh, you do?
some of us do.
I have to say that today has been full of retirees who are working really hard advocating for important things.
Yes, well, officially, we don't belong to the union to work for labor issues.
Right.
So the union takes care of active state employees and their labor issues. even though they have a retiree chapter, that chapter is not in bargaining. They do not represent retirees in bargaining.
I just wonder if in 86, you said somewhere 86, 87,
86, 87, I can't remember.
when this was all put in statute, and again, this is me from the outside looking in, trying to align things. It seems like it might have made more sense to have you still be in the VSA, but have a committee in the VSEA that would be specifically for retired employees and only with insurance.
The problem is the bylaws for VSEA do not allow certain people into the union to be a part of anything the union does. Management does not have any ability to join the union as a member.
Okay.
So if you had this committee, if you had this organization stay in the union, you would be losing a lot of people to be represented because the union would not represent them. That's why it broke free in the first place.
Okay. Senator Clarkson.
So this is puzzling to me. So Vermont state employees have a retirement benefit when they retire. And I just assumed everybody got a different benefit depending on their pay scale and pay the last time they, the last, whatever that formula is, the last 3 or 5
The
years of
number
their
of F
service.
or whatever.
It never occurred to me that the retirement benefit would be also based on whether they were a union member or not. I just assumed it was always based on their income.
It does not.
Okay.
So
So
that's,
then why is it a distinction without a difference in terms of retirement benefits? Whether you're a union or not?
no,
Yeah.
the union is not even considered in your retirement.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. Yeah, what you get for your retirement benefits, when you're working as a state employee, you pay into
Yeah, no,
a
I'm
program.
very clear on.
And then when you retire, you're separated from, I mean, if I was the president of the union. And when I retired, I am now a lifetime member of the union.
Right.
But I don't have to pay dues as a lifetime
Right,
member.
no, that's true.
And the union doesn't dictate to me what my benefits are as far as my pension or my
But
insurance.
they negotiate.
But they
No.
negotiate for me in bargaining because I mirror what the state employees have.
Got it. So that is what's interesting to me is that even though you are all retirees and you're all basically, one assumes, benefiting in retirement from your last pay level.
Yeah.
You're also union representative, retired union people are also, their benefits are also affected by union negotiation.
So as the state troopers.
So is
Well,
everybody.
they're in a union.
No, but they get the same, they're state employees and they have their own union, but
Right.
they still get the same insurance.
It's by statute, though.
Yes.
And the state employees, except the General Assembly.
We get
Right.
Which, by
You're
the way, is by statute.
I hold this down.
There's an interesting history about that because about 15, 20 years ago, there was a statute that allowed legislators to join the state health insurance plan
We're trying to revive
and
that.
pay
Well, good
100%,
luck. Good
pay
luck.
100% of the premium.
We tried.
And eventually that statute was, what do you call them?
Obliterated.
Deleted because not too many people joined.
And if you can join the same insurance plan that we enjoy as retirees, it's really the Cadillac insurance of all insurance. I mean, we really have a good plan. But to get back to Recce, we just want to be named so we're not appointed. Because if we get somebody in the administration who doesn't like us, we would never get back on the Recce committee and we would not know what's going on. It's an only advisory committee. It doesn't have any weight or power or anything. That's just a two-way conversation where we can talk to them about our needs and they can talk to us about what they're thinking of doing or are doing. That's all it is.
So we will wait this bill from the House. It sounds like.
Yeah, if it has a direction over there and gets across.
But when you meet with Matt, maybe you could ask how it's going.
Well, we,
Senator Yovey,
Is there a bill number? Cause
Yes.
I've been sifting
Yes.
through the House bills. I'm
Oh,
trying to
no,
figure out
no,
which one
no,
it
no,
is.
Bill.
It's not a bill, but
Sure.
the Recce committee itself is 3 VSA 636.
So, but it's a short form bill.
No,
Well,
this is
so
the
it could
Recce
be,
statute.
right, so there was some confusion, because of the treasurer's large retirement bill coming in as well. And so he was thinking that it had something to do with that. So they have the language to be able to incorporate this into, if not that one, another one, or something. So we'll be folded in, submitted to Lunch Council as far as I'm pretty sure, but we don't have a bill number yet, but once that does, we're able to incorporate it into.
And the Recce statute number is 3 VSA 636, if you want to see it in its entirety. And what we are asking as an amendment to this is section A. We would like it to say the committee shall consist of 7 members, 3 to be selected by the Vermont Retired State Employees Association and 3 to be selected by the Vermont State Employees Association. And towards the bottom of A, the Commissioner of Human Resources shall be an ex officio member of the committee. We would like the words "or designate" added, so that the commissioner doesn't have to attend the meetings if she or he is not available. So those are the changes that we would like to be made that I explained to the House.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling we'll take this up again. It doesn't sound, again, I'm trying to use an analogy without disparaging either side. It sounds like we have a giraffe and a zebra. And in terms of the VSEA and the retired group, they're kind of similar, but they're really not 100% similar. I'm still trying to understand the differences. You have dues, right, in the retirement piece?
Right.
And
But the biggest difference is we only represent retirees and their beneficiaries. We have nothing to do with the union.
right, okay.
The
I
only
get that.
reason that the union is even on this committee that I would think is because they bargain our benefits. And if something's coming up with the insurance, they need to know what to bargain.
Mhm.
But we don't bargain and we don't represent active state employees or anybody working that's active and getting a pension
Correct.
or insurance. We represent only the retirees. Totally. The union has a retirement chapter that
Oh.
they represent, but it's not in the bargaining team. It's not, they can't bargain, but when we left the union, they still wanted to have something for retirees. So to join that chapter, you have to be a union
An
member.
active,
And they eliminate a lot of state employees who cannot join the union. And they have to share their lobbyists with active state employee issues when they come to the state house. The lobbyists for the union represent a large group of people, all of the non-management people and the retiree chapter. So when they actually come here, they share the lobbyists. Our lobbyists only represent us, only represent retirees and nothing else. They don't represent anybody that's an active state employee. And the only reason we're connected in any way is because we mirror whatever they bargain so that when you retire, you go straight from being an active state employee with insurance and you don't even have to do anything. You still keep your insurance and there's no hitch or anything going on. And it's a nice, smooth transition to retirement. You keep your insurance.
and historically, have you been able to tell the union member, the VSEA, the 3 that are on this, how a change might or might not affect you, what your opinion of a new kind
Yes.
of wrinkle would be?
Yes, because we do work with the union when we were doing the Medicare Advantage.
Yeah.
We were all supportive of not having it happen. So that's when we worked together to not have that go through. But everything else with the union, we don't get involved in because it doesn't affect retirees.
Right.
They do their own thing with their own group and we don't even want to know about it. We want to focus only on retirees.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll hear from, and I'm a little puzzled because we have the same administration that's been in office for Yeah, 10 years. I've been there for all of it. But different secretaries.
Right.
And maybe that was part of why only 2 were appointed at one time. I don't know. I don't want to.
I think we're on our fourth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be.
So because the Secretary of the Administration keeps changing, we may be on the committee 2 years and then the next 2 years not on it at all.
Gotcha.
So right now, we have a nice working relationship with HR and the administration, and so they accepted the 3 people.
Okay.
And they
So
ask
I-
us for, legitimate, make us legitimate. And incorporate us in the statute so that it can't be,
Yeah, I understand.
somebody can't have a bug up their butt and want to ignore us. We have a former legislator and a former commissioner on our board.
Yes.
So you wouldn't find that in the end.
Who are your former?
Bruce, I,
Bruce Hyde,
Yes.
former commissioner of tourism and former legislator from Granville. I don't know what his act.
and we have also David Minot on our board. He used to work for the treasurer's office.
Treasurer's
They would never be in the union. They would not be allowed to join.
But wonderful that
We've got
incorporated
several,
on your board.
we have several retired judges that are members of our association, so on and so forth.
Okay, well, we'll take it up again. Does anyone else want to weigh in? Joe, you're welcome to if you want.
No, I, chat with you guys in the halls once it's
Okay.
finally incorporated to keep you apprised of where it's at.
Yeah, we'll keep watch on that bill and
Yeah.
it doesn't have a number yet because it's
No,
just a
no
short form.
number yet. Yeah, no number yet.
We don't have short form bills in the Senate, so. As a matter of fact, as of tomorrow, there won't be any new bills from the Senate this year because that's the deadline for committee bills.
The fund has not yet been introduced.
I know, I'm
Well-
still waiting on some of mine.
Don't read tomorrow's calendar.
Rules were made to be broken.
Anything else you'd like the committee to know?
No, I am very transparent and available at any time. If you need to meet with me again, just let Jolie know. If you need to talk to me, my phone number is in the brochure. We're very open to our retirees and we send out a newsletter periodically. I'm informed, and in every newsletter is my phone number, so I'm there if you need me, or if you have any questions.
I can only make a pitch if that bill passes that allow you to have retirement and health insurance. We'll be happy to
Join us.
sign you up.
Oh, thank you.
When we retire.
Yes, when you're
They want
retired.
bargain for our benefit.
We don't bargain for any benefits.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you both.
Thank you for-
Yeah, we will.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the treats you gave us earlier.
Oh, yeah, stop by the table. We don't want to take any candy home. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck. Go ahead.
So some of you may have noticed on the agenda, originally, we were gonna have, Chief Howard to testify, but he couldn't make it today. I don't know whether I can accurately describe. He didn't seem to be opposed to this. He said it's an advisory board, first of all, or group, committee, whatever it is. So that they don't necessarily have the power of voting. But I don't think he had any major objections that he let me know about. So we'll, pending the passage of the House bill, take it up again. I would like to hear from, maybe the Secretary of the Administration and somebody from Human Resources, just to, again, flesh this out and make sure we're not doing something in statute that in another year, somebody's gonna say, what'd you do that for? Kind of thing.
And we'll have a witness list if Matt takes it up on the witness list.
True. Yeah,
I feel like we can pause on this topic maybe till we.
yeah. No, I think you're right.
I do feel like it's fairly standard when we have boards and commissions, even if they are advisory, to pretty explicitly say these are the people that are on it.
Yeah.
And it does make sense to me how this happened, given that the board was created before the existence of this, you know. I can see how they sort of didn't circle back.
Okay,
Almost like if you make a list.
One day I'll stop making them.
let me suggest we take a 10-minute break and we'll be back with unfortunately, no, Tim Devlin was gonna be coming
Yeah.
in.
3,
All right.
3.
I think so.
Yeah,
I've got Tim and
and Todd. Yeah. And we'll walk through the committee bill, even though we know that you're not married to the language. But at least it'll give us, something to work on and change in whatever fashion we decide to do that. I will let you know, we'll go off first.